Why is everyone in Bollywood have white skin, but I've never seen an Indian that light-skinned before? Because colorism is a big deal in many Asian countries, the idea that whiter or lighter is better is how racism often presents among people of color. They pick lighter-skinned actors much like lighter-skinned black actors may be favored over dark-skinned black actors in Hollywood. Many will use skin whitening products or procedures, lighting and makeup helps too. Colorism and light skin preference. The type of light skin that most Bollywood stars have does exist in South Asia. I am not denying that. But it is clearly extremely overrepresented among Bollywood stars in a region of the world where most people are some varying shade of brown. Much of India sees pale skin as a sign of beauty. There are skin lightening products that are sold in India. Indians with pale skin are given better acting contracts. Some of the reason for those cultures seeing pale skin as beautiful is racism and colonialism, but another reason is because from 10,000 BC until the Industrial Revolution, pale skin was a luxury only available to those who didn't work outdoors. I legit think dark skin became a sign of beauty in the West sometime around the mid-20th century, when having a tan was a luxury only available to those who didn't work outdoors. What you are discovering is a phenomenon called colorism. www.merriam-webster.com Dictionary colorism. Turn on Telemundo or Univision, you'll find the exact same thing. You have seen Indians that light-skinned before. You just didn't realize they were Indians. I am a brown-skinned Indian, and my mother was very light-skinned. People used to ask her if she was Greek or Italian, and assumed I was adopted. This is actually pretty prevalent in Latin countries, at least in Mexico. I visit my family every year, and when we watch TV it's always light-skinned Mexicans, and usually the antagonist of a series will be dark-colored. Some Indians are quite light-skinned, but it's mostly just a cultural preference for lighter skin. Kind of like how in Hollywood movies people tend to be slim and beautiful, but in reality there are plenty of fat and ugly people in the US. A lot of North Indians are lighter white-skinned, but in Bollywood the standard is lighter is better. A lot of colorism. Humans are very good at finding ways to hate each other. Ugh, Nikki Haley is pretty white. I think most people would assume she's a white person just seeing her casually on the street. Because Indians favor lighter skin. It's a couple things. One is classism. If you're a member of elite classes, you're not outside working in the fields under the hot sun, so your skin's going to be a bit lighter than those who do. Add to that various invaders such as the English who are naturally lighter skinned, and you've got both classism and racism. You may not have recognized them as Indian. I'm quite fair-skinned, and people are always surprised when I tell them I'm Indian. I've been mistaken for many other ethnicities. Indians come in all shades, colors, and sizes. There are 1.4 billion of us after all. Having said that, Bollywood definitely prefers hiring lighter-skinned actors. While there has been solid pushback against lightening creams and treatments and acceptance of our natural skin, the fact remains that many people in society still give false importance to being fair. Women especially are constantly bombarded with advice since childhood to not step out in the sun too much, apply turmeric face masks, and other so-called remedies to make oneself fair. Also, I found it funny that you said you've never met fair-skinned Indians. Like I said, we come in billions. Come meet my family, we can easily pass for Southern European or Middle Eastern with lighter eyes too. There are Indians that look like East Asians or like they have African or European heritage. It's a very diverse country on the whole. There are really light-skinned Indians in the north and very dark in the south. Countries like China and India have a long history of working out in the fields where you get darker skinned. The rich would have servants etc. and thus lighter skin. Hence, darker skin poor and whiter rich. That's the mentality, as sad as it is. Because lower castes have darker skin, so the answer is bigotry. I got a couple of Indian friends who are white-skinned, so they are out there. Apart from what a lot of people have said, let me add my 2 bits. 1. India has so much ethnic diversity that even continents don't compare. So while the north has light-skinned people, skin color tends to get darker as we go south. East to west is a similar story of widely changing phenotypes. 2. Bollywood is only one and perhaps the most popular movie industry in India. There are many more, especially the ones down south like the Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam movie industries. They make some phenomena cinema, and it now reaching Western audiences. Example RRR. Actors in these movies usually have the dark Indian skin that you referred to. 3. Because you may not have known that Indians are of all shades, you may have missed noticing them in your circles, public places, etc. Also, a lot of our talent, the IT crowd that works abroad, comes from the southern states. So maybe it's also about that. BTW, our accents are also as diverse. There is no one Indian accent. Have you seen Telemundo?